Bob, thanks so much for joining us on the heels of this big news. We really appreciate it. Give us a sense of the goal of this reorganization and what you think it'll accomplish.
We fucking did it. This COVID shit is so great. Let me spell it out for you. I'm about to say Disney Plus and consumer choice like 500 times, but I really only mean it for the next 12 to 24 months, however long it takes for theaters to die and those consumers to have no other options. I only wish we could fire more employees, but we still get to fire a lot.
What does it say about the success of Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, and Hulu? Can you give us any sense of new subscriber numbers or what your guidance is for growth of those services?
I don't have to tell you shit anymore. Remember box office and Nielsen numbers? Agents would call and say our client got big number for you. Pay them more now. So we got rid of the numbers. Now it's just subscriber growth, which we say is our number and has nothing to do with anyone else.
Well, we hope we will get some new Disney Plus numbers when you report your earnings. But one question we have is, we've seen the acceleration of a lot of trends due to COVID, more streaming, obviously movie theaters are shut down. How much of this change and this reorg is really a response to what is happening because of COVID and what has changed over the past 6 months?
Okay, I'll be less subtle. Imagine you were hunting a wounded deer and then a lightning bolt hits and cooks it right there in front of you. The deer is all movie theaters and the lightning is COVID. Not only are theaters dead, but they threw out the Paramount consent decree like 2 months ago. So until 2 months ago we legally couldn't own a theater chain, but now we can. So now we get to buy the theaters cheap and make Disney theaters that will be the only place to see Disney movies. This is actually legal now. Do you remember when Starbucks came out with that unicorn drink and everyone went crazy? Imagine that but with an Elsa stick at a Disney theater that's the only place you can see Frozen 3. Imagine they cost $17 each. Competing theaters will not be able to show Disney movies. I mean, we already stopped Fox films running in repertory. However, I am still going to say consumer choice all the time.
This new division, which will be run by Kareem Daniel, is going to be responsible for deciding what goes to these businesses that you've had long-term relationships with. So that's the TV bundle, what's going to go on TV versus digital, and what's going to go into theaters versus digital. And the digital is really Disney Plus. What message are you sending to your partners, to the cable distributors, and to the theaters about how much more important Disney Plus is than your relationships with them?
I think what it says is that we're putting the consumer first, Julia.
LMAOC? This is too easy. Look, the boy's in strategy and I really had a tough decision. Do we give the creators a say in how audiences interact with their work? 5 minutes later, after everyone stopped laughing, we were thrilled to put this plan into effect. Bonus, we get to fire a bunch of people internally too. On top of all the Fox and Disneyland ones we've already fired. So really just a great day for us and our stock price. Oh, and tell your brotherly love basic cable baron bitch owners they're alive because I let them. They have ESPN because I let them. I'm literally in the process of drinking Brian Roberts' milkshake. This is what that looks like in real life.
Tell us specifically about your relationship with the movie theaters. You released Mulan internationally. Here in the U.S., you charged $30 for Disney Plus subscribers. You just announced that you're going to be releasing Soul, a Pixar movie, free for Disney Plus subscribers, pulling it out of theaters. How committed are you to the theatrical release model? And how different are things going to be now that you've done this reorganization?
Until we've built a Disney theater in every upscale mall in the country, we will try to undercut existing movie houses at every opportunity and call it consumer choice. When we own the movie theaters, though, we will go back to how it is now and brand it a premier or luxury service. Honestly, it doesn't matter what we call it, you're stuck with it. Hope you're excited for more franchises that we barely plan or structure because we don't have any incentive to make them better than this.
Fewer films in theaters? Does it mean you're going to want to do something more like the day and date releases that Universal experimented with, or the 17-day window that Universal agreed on with AMC? What does the future of theatrical look like then?
Well, I think you're going to hear a lot more on December 10th when we have our next investor conference.